All right, let's talk about something that trips up so many businesses: payroll dates. It sounds simple, right? But get one of these wrong, and you could be looking at some seriously unhappy employees. Or even worse, a big penalty from the government. So today, we're going to make sure that never, ever happens to you. So let's just start with a number that's going to get your attention: 20%. Yep, that's the potential penalty the Canada Revenue Agency, the CRA, can slap you with if you mess up just one simple payroll date. Ouch. But hey, don't worry, that's why we're here. In this explainer, we're going to give you total clarity on the 3 key dates you see on every single payroll. We'll break down which one the CRA actually cares about, and most importantly, show you exactly how to avoid those costly mistakes for good. Okay, let's dive right in. We'll start with the first, and probably the most familiar date of the 3, the pay period. So, the pay period is pretty straightforward, right? It's simply the block of time your employee actually worked to earn their wages. Like from the 1st to the 15th. You see it on every pay stub, and it's what you use to figure out their gross pay, any overtime, vacation, all that good stuff. But here's the real question, the one that matters for compliance. Does the CRA actually use this date, the pay period, to figure out your remittance deadlines? And the answer is a big, clear no. It's super important for calculating pay, for sure, but this is not the date the CRA is watching. So let's just file that away in our minds and move on to the next one. All right, on to date number 2, the pay run date, or your pay run deadline. This one is all about timing and logistics. Okay, so the pay run date, think of this as your internal deadline. It's that last possible moment you can hit approve in your payroll software so that the money actually arrives on time. It's basically a deadline set by the banks, not the government. And this timeline here shows you how it usually works. See that? For Friday payday, the funds have to actually get there on Friday. But banks need time to process. Most payroll systems in Canada need about 2 business days. So to pay on Friday, you got to run your payroll by Wednesday night. That Wednesday is your pay run deadline. Now this is where it gets tricky. Holidays can totally throw a wrench in the works. Look at this example. You've got a Friday office closure and a statutory holiday on Monday. All of a sudden, those 2 business days for processing get all stretched out. You might have to run payroll way earlier, maybe even the Thursday of the previous week, just to make sure everyone gets paid on time. So, since the state is so critical for actually paying your people on time, you might be thinking, okay, this must be the CRA deadline, right? And nope, wrong again. Missing your pay run date? Yeah, that creates a huge headache for you. Your employees will not be happy. But from a legal standpoint, the CRA isn't involved at all. This is an internal problem, not a compliance one. Okay, so that brings us to our 3rd and final date. And spoiler alert, this is the one. The all-important, most critical date of all, the pay date. The payday is exactly what it sounds like. It's the official day the money is actually available to your employee. It's the date the funds land in their bank account. Simple as that.
So we've ruled out the other 2. Is this the date the CRA is watching? Is the pay date the one that determines your big government deadline?
Yes, a big, emphatic yes. This is it. The pay date is the only date that matters for your remittance schedule. This is the one you absolutely positively have to get right. Think of the pay date as the master key. It's the one and only thing the CRA looks at to decide which remittance period your payroll falls into. That single date starts the clock ticking for when your CPP, EI, and tax deductions are due. It's the date that determines if you're on time or if you're going to get hit with those nasty penalties. Okay, now look at this comparison because this really drives the point home. In both scenarios, the work period is exactly the same, the last half of December. But in scenario A, the pay date is December 31st. That means your CRA deadline is January 15th. Now look at scenario B. Same work, but the pay date is just 2 days later, on January 2nd. Just by shifting that pay date into the new year, your CRA deadline gets pushed a full month later, to February 15th. That is a huge difference. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that the CRA looks at the pay date and pretty much nothing else. When the work was done, that whole pay period thing is completely irrelevant when it comes to their deadlines. Okay, so now that we've broken down all 3 dates, let's put this all together into a few simple rules you can follow to stay out of trouble. And here it is, all laid out in one simple chart. The pay period, that's all about calculating wages. The CRA, They don't care. The pay run date, that's your internal banking deadline. The CRA, again, not their concern. And then there's the pay date. This is the one. It controls your CRA deadline, and it is the only one they are watching. So to make sure you never get this wrong, here are 3 simple rules to live by. 1. Know your provider's pay run calendar. Check it for holidays, know your cutoffs. 2. Be deliberate when you set your pay date. Remember, you are controlling your CRA deadline with this date. And 3, never, ever assume that the day you physically clicked the Run Payroll button matters to the CRA, because it just doesn't. And that's really it. 3 dates, but now you have total clarity. And knowing that you have direct control over your CRA deadline just by choosing a pay date, well, that leaves you with a pretty powerful strategic question, doesn't it? How are you going to use that knowledge to better manage your company's cash flow? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.